This episode is sponsored by Develop with Tim. You guys looking for a speaker to come and talk about finances to your organization, school, business, nonprofit, after school program? We got it. If you guys are looking for some financial literacy books, we got it. And if you guys are just wanting to have a one-on-one or just want to reach out for a couple questions, we got you covered. Click the link that's in the description or visit developwithtim.com and let us go ahead and take care of you. Now let's go ahead and get into the episode.
Aim for the stars, never stop at the sky. Anything that make you better, you should give it a try. If you really want to win, you got to give it a chance. I was lost way before I started taking a stance. Money all over the world, but it's all up to you. And everything that I learned, I'ma tell it to you. You have a gift, all you need is a goal. Footsteps waiting to happen, all you need is a road.
All right, welcome to another edition of the Win-Win Podcast. Where I'm interviewing people that's winning in either business, finance, or self-development. And y'all, I know I tell you I got a dope guest all the time, but this guy right here calls himself the professor. My dude Rosco. But hey, man, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people.
I appreciate it, man. I'm happy to be a part of Win-Win Podcast, man. I go by Professor Rosco, y'all. I do a bunch of different things out of Cleveland, Ohio. Educator by heart. I had one of my first grade teachers was my mentor. She kind of pretty much just instilled that education in me. Come from the background of working with the youth, come from the background of sales and marketing, but most importantly, man, educating people on financial literacy. That's something I really do now. I work at a school full time, working at a high school with students, teaching them about career development and networking skills and things like that. But most importantly, financial literacy, the basis of credit and crypto and life insurance and stocks. I'm also a licensed agent. So I tell people I'm that guy, man. Like I do a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I do a lot. And humbly, it was on purpose because I felt like I want to bring it back to the community. Like everything that I learned, getting my life insurance and my sons too. I have two sons. I'm married. I've been married 3 years. I got a 3-year-old son and a 6-month-old. So being a dad, being a husband and doing everything else, it's a lot of hats, but you know, we making it work, man. Love the Lord. But at the same time, I do a lot, you know, so y'all can follow me and make music as well, too, you know, and I've been doing that since I was in college, man. I graduated from Bowling Green in Ohio, and it just was dope, man, because I'm a writer, you know, making music and everything like that, writing a book, going to these different things. Everything I put my mind to, I just feel like I can get it done. I'm going to do it.
Hey, man, that's a mouthful.
I didn't want to have to give a mouthful, but I had to tell myself I'm learning more to tell people about what I do, man. Just even going to events and stuff, and people are like, well, what do you do? And I'd be like, I don't want to be like I do everything. So I'm just like, you know, find me. You know, y'all got my Instagram right here. I'm that guy. I just do a lot of different things, and I educate people once I learn how to do it.
So, all right, we're going to go all the way back to the beginning. So you say your first grade teacher really instilled that educational side for you and was your mentor. Now, from there all the way up until now, what got you to wanting to really educate the people on financial literacy? Like outside, like, what did she do that instilled that in you that made you want to do that?
Man, literally everything, bro. I was just talking to her the other day. What she used to do is when I would get good grades in my report card, she would give me money. Or like if I would I remember like when I was in middle school, she like, if you get all A's or get all awards, you know, every time you get good grades, I'll buy you a pair of LeBrons. So, you know, me being a Cleveland, Ohio kid, you know, LeBron shoes. And, hold on, Mike, I don't need you doing that right now. That's my dad, y'all. That's dad mode for y'all. So I'll be having to wear these different hats. But at the same time, she said she bought me some LeBron pair of shoes. I remember that year, man, all the report cards came out, I had about 3 pair of LeBrons my 8th grade year. And that she taught me there that money can be fun when you know what to do and when you're rewarded with it. So that motivated me. You know, I knew I got good grades. That got me through the school year to get money. And then going into high school, having a job at 15, her opened up my first bank account. And understanding the process of making money and saving money and knowing what it means to have that. I think that's what it was. She was planting seeds in me all along, even going to college. And yelling at me like, Michael, get scholarships. And me just being goofy, not listening, taking out loans and being hard head. But she's a lot older, so she made a lot of financial mistakes and she made a lot of good lessons. But she just instilled it into me at an early age, which again, as a teacher, she taught me things in a teacher way. So naturally, I just started as I became an adult, realizing like I teach that same way when I come to people. Mike, I'm sorry, y'all. Mike, please, I don't need you doing that. Or I'm gonna go ahead and put you upstairs for bedtime, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So she just taught me that. She pretty much just taught me how to do that and how to be disciplined. And I'm like, nowadays, I thank her all the time because I'd have made a lot of money decisions bad, and I'd have made a lot of great money decisions. But I'm taking all those lessons and I'm just teaching the younger generation because a lot of us older folks, older adults, we already stuck in our ways. But I feel like if you plant the seed at an early age, especially with the young adults, they'll remember it forever.
And listen, man, that's a fact too. Personally, I feel teachers are undervalued and underappreciated. Because we'll see them, we'll get a teacher for a whole year and then we move on. But that same teacher is getting a new 30 set of kids every year, and they start getting worn down. And we might feel like, oh, why he or she so mean? But it's not necessarily that they're being mean. They have to be strict and disciplined to keep order in the class. But for her to go out her way and do all that for you, man, I know you're spreading the same knowledge and doing it the same way. So y'all definitely are appreciated. I just wanted to say that.
No, I think, and she always just told me too, like a lot of people like, well, what did she ask? What did she want? She never told me to pay her back. She never asked for anything. She just said, help the next person. So just that alone, man, that's all she ever said. She said, just help somebody else. And that one seed she planted in me, just changed my entire family's generation. So that's why I tell people, if you plant one seed and you reach one person, even when I go to my speaking engagements, you've done your job because you don't know whose generation of family you just changed with your conversation or with your knowledge, man. So again, and I know a lot of people that's in financial services and stuff, you think people got to be rich and wealthy. I ain't rich and wealthy. I live in my means. But I feel like that's another stigma that we have where you feel like, oh, I'm not going to listen to this person talk about finances if they're not flashing money or showing me millions of dollars, when it's like, that's not properly how I come. I come from the approach of just being smart with investing and knowing and telling you what my mistakes was early and telling you what not to do and giving you the blueprint of what I did well that worked, and then you doubling up on that. So again, just planting seeds in people and really, just going with the flow, man.
Dope. So, I mean, you told me again earlier, you wear a lot of hats. I can't even repeat all of those. But what is balancing all that like for you, man, on a day-to-day?
Man, dude, and to this day, that's a question people ask me. I don't know how. I just say the Lord, man. Like, even like I said, getting up early morning. My days look like up early morning, trying to get some work in, studying or whatever. Taking my sons to daycare. On the days that I have, me and my wife kind of balance it out. Then taking them to daycare, then going to work at the school. Leaving work at the school, coming home, trying to spend some time with the family. Jump on a Zoom, jump on a couple meetings, do what I gotta do, try to eat, spend some time with the wife, get the sons to bed, do it all over again. So it's kind of like normal now, but at first it used to be a lot, man, because it's like you got to know a balance. But I credit my wife, man, to have that partnership, because a lot of times when I got stuff to do, she could just keep the kids for me upstairs or something, and she'll give me that freedom to be able to do this. But it wasn't always that way, man. So I feel like a partnership is important, especially when you have children, because you got to balance out. Kids need attention as well. And I'm still figuring it out. I haven't mastered it yet, but I have mastered knowing how to do multiple things in one day without wearing myself out mentally. It's like I psyched my mindset out to be able to do this. For real, I had to. Like subconsciously, I psyched my mind to be able to train like this. But it took the quarantine for me to get my reps in to be like this. Like when the quarantine first hit, up until now, I've probably been on thousands of Zooms and virtual meetings and jumping on a call. I mean, being with my family and having to go get on a virtual meeting. And it just taught me some things, man. But I think a timer is everything. Like my clock timer be going off at random times, bro. Like, I think like when we was at an event, it just was going off because I have to set a timer for everything. Without my calendar and my timer, I won't be able to balance it, man. So I credit my timer, my calendar, and my wife.
So okay. Now with all that time management, because that is heavy. Like that's a good bit. Not just having a career, but having your career, having a wife, having kids, and doing your own things on the side. Because you are building, you're building an empire actually.
Correct.
So when you're talking about that time management and that discipline, how did you again? Because my audience, they don't, they're struggling right now in a sense. They're trying to figure out how to balance multiple things at once. Yeah. So how did you really approach that? Like, okay, I know I need this discipline, and I know I need to, work this calendar. What was your process when you were figuring that stuff out?
Good question. Oh man, you got some good questions. I think for real, I think it came down to what's most important because I'm a guy that once I get a business idea, I'm all in with it. And that's something I struggle with as well too, because my wife's be like, "Hey, but you got another idea or this or that, or you ain't stick to that one." But I just feel like, this every opportunity is the opportunity. All I need is one outbreak to take over, and it opens up all my doors for everything. And that's kind of how I always thought, like, what's going to be the one thing that kicks open the door for everything else that I do. So I feel like you have to balance your time of what's most important. Like that's off top. Work, whatever you're doing, because I got to get my bills paid. I know that that's most important. I got to come first. Family time as well. That's all included in that whole them guarantees. There ain't no way around it. But I start realizing when it comes to my own business and what I love to do, I had to cut a lot of stuff off because I was running myself thin last year. I was involved in so many organizations, everybody knowing how to say no and yes and everything, and I drained myself out. So I feel like you'll learn what your limit is. You have to learn how much you can take. You have to learn how to balance it with a calendar, a clock, a timer, a notebook, or something to keep you on track. And then eliminating what's not important, and then putting all your eggs in one basket, but finding out maybe 2 or 3 things you want to commit to so you can give that team all of you when you're there. Like I was 10% here, 10% there, 15%, 30%, and I wasn't giving the people I was working with it for me. So I've learned you got to cut down on what's most important to you.
Dang, that's deep. I'm right here thinking now.
Yeah, bro.
Again, when you had an entrepreneurial mind, again, you just, okay, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. But like you said, I think once people prioritize it and really simplify it, you can have one river with like 5 streams because, again, you're an educator, so that's your river, but your streams is the financial literacy education. Doing it through your music, doing it through interviews, doing it through these other meetings. If you're doing a consultation, you got your river of educating,
That's
and
right.
you got your streams. And then now that makes it so much easier, right?
Yeah, man, heck yeah. Even dude, that's a great way to break it down. For real. Because it flows to everywhere you need to go. All the opportunities. If one of my songs blow up, okay, now my book sales go up and my life insurance policies go up and my speaking engagement go up. If I blow as a speaker, now my you get what I'm saying? And I feel like the same as you. No, for real. I always looked at it that way. Like we only one song away, one book away, one speaking engagement away, one NFT away, one interview away. And that kind of keeps me going as well too. Cause like I said before, like I'm kind of the rock in my family outside of the Lord in terms of like not my wife and my kids. I'm talking about my mom's side of the family, my dad's side of the family. Like a lot of people count on me. So that pressure is heavy, but I'm like, if not me, then who? So that's also too knowing people got to know their why. Like, what's your why you're doing something? Because if you don't have no why, you're not going to stay consistent. And I feel like writing a book, that showed me with discipline and timing, because that took me like 6 months. Self-published it myself, typed it up, the whole 9, work with a partner, get it edited. And that time showed me like I can do whatever I want. If I put my mind to myself to say I finally can put my book out and type it up and get it done and sell over 100 copies, I accomplished that goal. And that taught me discipline as well, because you got to have an idea, see it through, get to the final. And then when you get to the final, you still got to apply pressure, because you can just write a book, publish it, and just be sitting on a bunch of books like, hey, I got a book. But you don't sell that product or nobody knew you got a book, then you're slacking a little bit. And I had to learn that as well too, because I've had months where I was selling books every other day, and then I've had months where I sell no books. So it's just that dedication to know when to stay inspired as well.
So what's the title of that book you wrote?
So I wrote a book about being a Black first generation college grad. Also was a part of this viral rap. Yeah, I was a part of this viral rap video at college. It is a PWI, for people who don't know what that is, predominantly white institution. Kind of at this college, I was big man on campus. I did this viral rap video, was interviewed by ESPN, had like 200,000 views on YouTube, still there. And it's kind of the first viral college marketing video. So we did the video to kind of, we had built a brand new arena when I was a sophomore in college. And instead of giving the donors of the arena like a letter, like, hey, thanks for the money, we said, let's do a rap video. So we got these old white guys in there that really, don't know nothing about rap. Then I come in, I was rapping on campus, so they found me out, consulted me. did the song, and it just blew up. And this is 2011, so nobody really knew what viral meant. Nobody was using it. Was only Twitter and Facebook. So it was the first of its kind. Now anybody can go viral. You know, people go viral every day, but I was kind of one of the first people to go viral. And that term was I was one of the first people that term was getting through around. So I was like, I got to write a book about this. So many people at the college like, whatever happened to that Rosco kid? Or they still play the video at the game. Like they played the video.
Really?
Yeah, at the basketball games, at the football games, and people send me videos all the time like, hey, bro, they playing your video. So I always felt like that was a beautiful thing for legacy, but I never got compensated for that with money. And that always had a bitter taste in my mouth because I'm like, y'all getting enrollment rates increased and people coming here and using it as recruitment and people telling me they came to BG because of it, but I'm in student loan debt. So I'm like, you know what? Let me write a book about it. Yeah, let me write this book to help pay off some of my student loan debt. And just, you know, a success story. Somebody from the hood who ended up going to college, seeing his way through, becoming a first generation grad, being big man on campus at a PWI when he's not white, and then still having success after college. I think that I had to talk about it.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I appreciate everyone for tuning into the episode. If you guys are looking for different ways you can support the podcast, visit us on Patreon. It's Next Gen CEO, NXTGEN CEO. The link will be in the description for this episode. But again, anything you guys can do to support the podcast is very much appreciated. With the Patreon, there are a couple of different tiers, so each one of them come with their own benefits. But again, go visit us on Patreon. Next Gen CEO, NXTGEN CEO, and again, appreciate you guys.
Bro, that's oh my god! Like,
I'm happy that you was inspired by this, man. I am.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna have to interview like 3 times because this is so much information.
I'm like, let me give you all I can, man, in terms of so you can know. But yeah, that's why I be like telling people, man, I'm super, super blessed and thankful, man. Even when life gets tough, bro, and I be like, man, I be looking, even me about to be 30 in April, I be looking at like, man, you've done a lot, bro, and you inspire people, but you've also planted a lot of seeds. So that's why I can do so many things. A lot of people don't see behind the scenes, all the people I mentored and all the people I be dead tired from the day, but still make time to get on a phone call with people when my wife need me, my sons need me, and I'm dead tired. And the Lord just look out for me in other ways with all this talent. So, you know, that's kind of how I just look at it. Like, you know, you got all these gifts for a reason. So you can't get bougie with it. You got to share with everybody.
That's facts. Now, you just touched on a couple things again. Like, man, you keep touching on stuff like, but you first gen from the hood.
Yep.
You're really thank you for the time, by the way, because you're a busy man.
You're welcome. I say I'm a man of my word too. Loyalty. I told you I was gonna do it too, even after multiple meetings. So no, you're welcome.
So yeah, man. And again, with all of that time you were putting everywhere, what was the most challenging part about all of your journey? Or you don't even have to say the whole journey, like just getting into your entrepreneurial space. Because even though you're an educator by day, bro, you so much more, you know.
Yeah.
So what was the most challenging part?
Well, in college though, I minored in entrepreneurship, and I majored in communication. So that I loved my entrepreneurship classes more than anything. My mom also, I love her to death, man. That's my rock. She had me when she was 15. She was a beautician. So my mom been doing hair since she was 15. So she already taught me how to be an entrepreneur and hustler. Like I've saw that my whole life. But the what was the question again? The difference. What'd you say?
What was the most challenging part of you getting into your entrepreneurial journey?
There you go. Finding out where I wanted to go. Like I had so many ideas, bro. Like I'm like an idea generator. And I feel like once I graduated college, my goal was really just music. Like I really was popular for that. That was the only thing I did. Like people knew me for basketball or music. And I felt like when I graduated, if I would have went straight to the music, I'd be way further with music. But I had made a song called Corporate. And I talk about instead of chasing my dreams or my music dreams, I went corporate, you know, because I had to take care of my family. You know, I just graduated. I had to, you know, everybody like, oh, you graduate college, what's next? You know, you got to get a good paying job. So I got stuck in the middle of like, do I want to do what everybody says the right thing to do? And, you know I want to be an entrepreneur and I have that spirit and I have that bug and I can figure it out. Or do I just want to say, you know what? I can get a 9-to-5 job paying this high salary, take care of my mom and them, and do all this and that, go back home, work for the arena, and I could just do whatever I want. And I chose that route, even though that wasn't my heart, because I felt like I didn't want anybody to look at me as somebody that did all the success in college and then flopped. Even though that wouldn't happen, I just didn't want that. Yeah, so I think that was the difference, man, figuring out doing stuff for you and doing stuff for other people. That's what entrepreneurship is. Like, are you doing entrepreneurship for you? Or are you doing entrepreneurship for other people, to impress other people, or other people tell you should be doing this? And I think that's what people need to decipher ASAP. If you're not in entrepreneurship for yourself first, you don't need to be in entrepreneurship. Period. Like, nobody, you can't be in this because your mom, dad, girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband told you that this is what you should be doing. You got to be in it for yourself, because when them times get hard as an entrepreneur, and they do get hard, you're going to need something to hold on to.
That's deep.
Facts,
that's deep, because I never thought about it like that. Because a lot of times people say, "Oh, do it for everybody else," like, "Oh, become an entrepreneur so you can make a difference to all these people." But again, if it's not in your heart to be an entrepreneur, don't force it, because you're never going to go maximize your full potential.
Man, and you'll try. You'll try, but it won't be there. And again, to those people that I love, the people that took that jump and that leap of faith, that maybe worked in corporations or maybe worked for companies and realized their worth and say, you know what, I'm ready to try my own thing, and I'm whether I save up this much money and pay for some rent up so I know I'm good, but using that fire to get you going. And also the people that just say, you know what, and this is a quote that I'm gonna leave you with too, because I always love this. I said, the dopest people, the most coldest people, they didn't leave their dreams in the graveyard. A lot of people say, man, the coldest dreams is in the graveyard. No, the coldest dreams is in corporate. The coldest people are stuck in corporate. I'm gonna say that again, because people don't understand that. And they say, man, all the people with the best dreams, don't let it die. Don't die with your dreams in the graveyard. All them dreams that never got there. And I'm like, that's true. But then I start going through corporate for 5 years, and I say, I met so many dope people. And I say, well, damn, why you never start your business? They say, I got kids, I got a family, I got a house, man. I've been working for 20 years. I got an IRA, I got 401k, I can't leave. And all the best ideas are stuck in corporate. All the true leaders and the superstars that we know that could be out here, they probably got stuck in corporate and never escaped.
Wow, bro. Oh my. I never thought about corporate, bro. I never thought about that. I mean, I heard the people saying, some people will put their dreams to the side for the job or the career. But I never thought about it.
They got stuck.
Were you doing this interview for my audience or for me? Like,
hey, bro, look, for both. That's why I said me and you connect. I get it, bro. Like, I see it. We're both in the same position, except I have a family and kids. But no, bro, we're here. And again, like, I met so many, and I come from a sales background where I worked selling commercials for a local news station here in Cleveland. I sold billboard advertisements that be on the freeways and the streets. I sold healthcare products. And I also then got into teaching, working in schools. But yeah, every time I would talk to people, I meet these guys making 6 figures, and I'm the young guy in there, young black guy. And I ask them, like, what's your dream for real? And they tell me their dreams, and I say, what happened? Hey, man, I had kids. I got a car note. I got a house note. I got stuck in the salary. I got spoiled. So now if I try to leave, I got all these bills I could pay. I'm old now. And I was like, damn, you know how many people like that? How many people like that actually have dreams and goals, but they got stuck in corporate? And we'll never know these people because they're a corporate person now. But then they get off their jobs. They get off of their jobs and they try to go chase what they got going on. But then you older and you got a family, so you don't got that same youth. You feel like you ain't got that same swag to chase it no more. You be like, and it's a psychological thing when there's really no age. But some people get caught in the age, like, man, I'm older now. I'm 35. I can't do that anymore. I got wife and kids and mortgage. And that's the person that got stuck in corporate.
Dang. And man, once you do have those priorities and those people depending on you, that does put more pressure on you. And a lot of people, they will just say, you know what, I'm comfortable.
Yep.
I know what this job consists of. Entrepreneurship is a little too shaky.
Yep.
I don't want to put my son or my daughter through that. I don't want to put my wife or my husband through that.
Yep.
Dang.
And that's
So,
and that's coming from that's coming from living proof, man. Like, not saying that I got my ideas stuck in corporate, but the other side of, like you were saying, like, man, should I just get a stable job and things like that because I got daycare bills and everything like that, or just fall into it and say, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna just get comfortable, because this is it. Or can I say, you know what, I'm not gonna make that as an excuse. If I can put in work with somebody else's company, I can put in work for mine. And that's where my mindset started to shift. If I can put in hours and 40 hours a week for your company, I could sacrifice and put in 40 or 14 hours a week in my company too, because I can't be making you all the money and then my company your company is in a profit and my company is in a negative. My LLC ain't got no money in the business bank account and don't have nothing, and I'm bringing you all this money, but my bills is paid. No, I'll be sleepless and have my back hurting and tired and drained before I let that happen, because I can't look my sons in the eye and tell them, like, daddy didn't go chase his dreams, or daddy didn't at least try. I'll just regret. I'll hold regret with them for the rest of their life and be like, y'all the reason I never reached my full potential, and blame them.
Dang. So I got a question for you. Speaking on all of that, now for that person that is in corporate, that's stuck or that feels stuck. Actually, I'm not gonna say that they are stuck.
Right.
So that person that's in corporate right now that feels stuck,
yep.
What would you say would be the first step for them to at least get on the path that's chasing their dreams?
Good question. And I tell this to everybody too, man. And again, I'm glad you brought that up to y'all. And you're in corporate, I ain't telling you stuck. You ain't stuck. You the moment you stuck is when you say you're stuck. I feel like you need to map out a plan. You need to get at least 3 to 6 months of your rent saved up and your bills, so you don't have that stress on you. Like, that's number one. I know it's easier said than done, but work that job, smile, do whatever you gotta do, but have a set date you want to get your stuff out of there. Not only do you have your rent paid off, you got to have some money set aside that you can also put towards your business. That's second. You gotta, now that you worried about, oh snap, I paid up 6 months of my rent, I don't have to trip on that. Now I can just focus on everything that I make going into the business. Now that you got that set up, you got money to put in the business, you got 40 hours a week that you were putting in for that other company to build up your business. Make the same amount of phone calls, prospect the same amount of people, go knock on doors. You got to go all out, because guess what? You're for yourself now. You have that energy. And I feel like once you find a system that works and you get it going, the easiest is that second year. That first year of doing it is tough, because you're building it up, you're figuring it out. You're used to going and clocking in. Now you wake up when you want. It's easy to get comfortable. You got the house. You also have to be disciplined. You got to still find a way to be disciplined. This speaking from y'all speaking to y'all from proof, where I worked a job that I worked full time, and I took a demotion to become a part-time worker there, so I can have 2 days out the week to focus on my company. Yeah. So I work at the school 3 days out the week, and then the other 2 days I'm driving Lyft. I'm working my company. I just started driving Lyft, so I'm not. Hey, you can't be too proud to beg. And them daycare bills adding up. Now I drive Lyft to get some money, extra money. It's so many ways to get some income, and I feel like even if I knew what I knew now, for somebody that didn't work or something like that, need extra money, drive Lyft, get an Uber, DoorDash, do something, at least bring some extra income in while you're building your business. And then everything else that you profit when you get your business plan mapped out, you just got to run it up. You gotta hold yourself accountable. Like, don't get comfortable coming from somebody like me, where I'm like, I should be making prospect calls right now, but I'm gonna chill on my phone or I'm gonna watch TV. I didn't earn that. I still struggle with it, man. So just having a set discipline, knowing like 6 to 8, my phone is on do not disturb. I'm making calls. I can't let nobody get me on my vibe at 6 to 8. That used to be me. I can't do that now. 6 to 8, my son gonna come make some noise. My wife gonna come knock. Like, I wish I had that singleness back where I can have those moments. But I feel like, especially if you're single, a person you should have that set time where you locked in on calls. Even if you call 100 people and only get one call on one yes, you have to have the discipline, because entrepreneurship is tough. The moment you think it's easy peasy, how everybody you make it seem entrepreneurship cute, entrepreneurship ain't cute, man. Entrepreneurship is when you got a system set up. But if you don't have a system set up, then you got to figure out how you're gonna get to your dreams. Save up 6 months, get your rent paid up, have your business plan mapped out with some money to invest, and then just go all out.
For sure. Dang, man. Hey, bro, I love interviewing you.
I love you too, bro. No, like we kindred spirit. We got that kindred spirit. And again, bro, this is what you do. This is what I do. And this is what my passion is. Everybody find your passion. Mine is talking to people. Like whether it's
Mine
a
too. Like,
yeah, we got that gift, whether it's a rap, a talk, empowerment, a thing, like that's our gift. And I feel like as speakers, me and you and all the other speakers in the world, I met some of the best speakers in corporate as well. But they using their speaking gift to build up somebody else's company. They're not using their speaking. You get what I'm saying? Like sales is about using your speaking gift to build up another company so they can give you a commission that they set that you're gonna get paid out on. And once I saw that, I say, oh no, I need 100% of commission off the things that I'm doing. I can't take the 8% commission off of using my likeness and my gift to build up your business. And I got my own legacy now. So just do that, man. Just have wise and know what your gift is. And then YouTube University, figure that out. You know, join some networking groups, get a mentor, and don't make excuses, man. Like just do it. It's, whether you shoot and miss, at least you can say I shot.
That's fact. And when you say you're speaking on, or when you educate people on financial literacy, what all does that consist of? Like, are you just talking about just like straight finances, or this is how you budget and stuff like that? Or are you talking more so about educating them on investing, getting out of debt, possibly like crypto, stocks, and stuff like that? What all do you really?
I go when I people speak, like I got booked to speak Friday at a Kalahari, and I spoke to over 100 high school students, and for that, man, I'm giving you everything. But my workshops, literally, especially, I focus on the youth. I want to focus on ages 21 and under, and I say that because I want college and high school students. So teaching the basics of credit, teaching the basics of budgeting, teaching the basics of how to get a car, teaching the basics of opening a bank account, the basics that you need, bro. Nothing too deep. With the young people, you know this as well too. You can't give them too much that's gonna bore them, and you can't shoot over their heads. So I plant the babyest seed as possible. And then for my college students, then I'll go, let's go here. You're already an adult, so I can talk about crypto with you. I can talk about these things. I always just introduce people. That's why I call it financial literacy introductions. I'm only going to give you little gems. I'm not going to sit here and talk about I'm a licensed agent and I'm going to give you nah, nobody want to hear that. Like young people want you to incorporate hip hop with finances, with swag. That's why when I'm speaking, I wear my chains and I wear drip and I wear business, because when you come in like that and I perform and I rap for them, when you come off the relatability, they already got their attention, but then you make them understand. Yeah, when you make them understand finances and make financing look cool, that's my whole image. Professor Rosco on a mission to make financial literacy look dope. Like we the new rappers. And when you do that, more and more kids will do it. And then now my godmother, Miss Poland, how she did for me with one, now I got hundreds of me. I got hundreds of people out in planning season, and they're gonna get older and they're gonna remember me, and they come to me like, man, Roscoe, man, you told me that in ninth grade, and now they're adults and they doing big things, and I always tell them, don't forget about me when you're making all this money. I'm gonna need my 10%. And I laugh jokingly, but I'm for real. All these kids that I'm planting seeds in, when they grow and blossom, I'm looking for my 10%, and maybe not be financially, but maybe it'll be what you doing with somebody else.
Looking for something new to add to your closet, looking for another brand to support, or you just see like your spouse, partner, friend, someone out here walking around with the same old stuff and you just tired of seeing it and you want to get them a new piece of clothing, go visit my friends at tulevaclothing.com, TULEVACLOTHING.com, and use the code DEVELOPWITHTIM, and all the way up until July 1st, 2022, you can save 25% off your whole purchase. All right, y'all, back to the episode.
Yeah, because like just by you passing it forward, just like how your mentor did, and your first grade teacher, she passed it forward to you, and she didn't go and become what you are right now. She was a teacher, but the person she put that energy into was you, and she saw that you had so much more potential. Not saying she didn't have the potential, but man, we're in a completely different world right now.
And no, I got you. No, that makes sense. But yeah, like you just said, bro, plant seeds in people and just learn. And another thing is too, don't be afraid to fail, y'all. Don't be afraid to take a lesson. I'm telling you, I do it on purpose. Like a lot of stuff that I do, I'm like, even if I know it's a dumb decision, I'm going to do it so I can get the lesson out of it. It's a blessing and a lesson and everything, for sure. I'm gonna get the blessing and the lesson. I'm willing to sacrifice and throw myself in there, find out, and I'm gonna find out what worked and what wrong. And guess what? I can tell it to my students. Every decision I'm making right now, bro, everything, right or wrong, I take the lesson out of it so I can tell somebody about it.
So what would you say be the biggest lesson that you learned so far?
Whoo, man.
I'm gonna use this one for more so career purposes. What's the biggest career lesson that you've learned?
Oh my gosh. The biggest career lesson that I learned. Money ain't everything. Like money ain't everything. And somebody like myself that teach financial literacy, you would think that, but y'all, money ain't everything, man. Like if you really study the art of money and what it means and what it does to people, like money, a piece of paper, man. It's made to be made to provide resources and freedom, but you can go to a corporation in a career and work for that corporation specifically for money and be so depressed. You can also be an entrepreneur and grind it super hard for money and be depressed to even get to the place you want to be. So again, don't put your faith in money. Put your faith in passion. Put your faith in what it was, because you can go to a career and if you're passionate about it, you don't care about a paycheck. If you're an entrepreneur and you're passionate about what you're doing, you don't care about a paycheck. It just naturally comes and you enjoy it. So I would say that those are some lessons that I've learned. Money ain't everything. Money is just a resource.
So yeah, I like to tell people when I talk about financial literacy, I just say, listen, money is a tool that's gonna get you where you really want to go. And
Bingo.
like you said too, it's a piece of paper and it's just numbers. Work the numbers and you'll work your whatever you want out.
Facts.
1 + 1 = 2 every time. If you want to know how to get the 2, just add 1 + 1.
Literally.
So, I'm trying to, man. Rosco, you giving me too much game, man.
Look, and I'm like this, and that's another thing too. Me and my boy, we actually had a podcast as well, and we finished 2 seasons out of Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Yeah, back in business podcast. We had about 20 episodes that we did. What I learned with that is, and this is knowledge for you as well, the consistency is everything. We were doing 1 episode a week every week for about 3 months, and we were building. The moment I think I had caught COVID. I had caught COVID and we stopped an episode and it took them a whole momentum off. And I was like, dang, man, I see how one-hit wonders feel. I ain't dropped a song in a while. You pumping me up, then you be like, he dead, he ain't got nothing. So for you, man, stay consistent with your podcast in terms of making sure you're doing them weekly. And you have the best because you're doing them virtually. See, we had an actual production studio. So our production studio was super, super dope. So one time our production person got caught COVID. Or me and my partner couldn't afford to pay for the studio. So that was another overhead that we had to pay. So virtual is the best way to go. Consistency is the best way to go. And Mike, stop it, please. And consistency is the best way to go. But that's what it is, man. Like, just stay consistent. The consistent ones win, even if it take 5 years, even if it take 10 years. Eric Thomas was talking about that too. He been doing this speaking, man, over 20 years where he finally getting the success that he wanted to. We can't even do certain things for 20 days. So when I started to think about that, 20, I'm playing a 10-year game, man. My son's is 3 and 6 months. I'll see where I'm at when they 13 and 10.
Listen, I already know you're going to be far ahead. And the reason why I know that is because you're not selfish. I mean, you're giving all of this out. You're answering questions I was going to ask later on. But you already answered them up front. And just, you just pouring into me, you pouring into my audience. And I know, because I met you in person, everything when we was up in Cleveland. And I see you pouring into the people around you. So, man, I know you're going to be good.
You too, bro. Like, I'm glad we connected. And just even seeing that, because everybody has a story, man. And I think that's what I love about it too. Whether I see a poor person or a broke person, a homeless person on the street, or I'm talking like I was at a networking event earlier, or I'm talking to these millionaires, I'm going to leave an impression on people. And I'm always leave a good impression. And then when people talk about me to other people and they bring me up, they're going to state that impression. So that's a good thing too. You can't please everybody, but reputation is everything. When you're loyal, you got a good reputation and people speak highly of you. That makes my day when somebody be like, yeah, such and such. Oh yeah, I know what you call them. They were speaking highly of you. That's what I pride myself on, because I try to be honest, loyal, and at the same time being myself. I'm gonna always talk to somebody and I'm say, how you doing? They be like, I'm good. No, how you doing? Like, let's talk. And then when you get that trust of people and they get the trust of you, you get relationships that way. And I don't like to give people a mouthful when I first meet them. You know, we can conversate, we gonna learn each other, we gonna stay in contact, and then when them conversations go there, they go. But even then I'm gonna go back to ET. You gotta pay me for my time. People don't understand that. Like, not saying in this case we're good, but people, that's another thing of business I have to learn too. You can't be scared to put a price on it. You can't be scared to put a price on you, man. I struggled with that for so long, selling life insurance and being scared to call people to ask them to get a policy, being scared to call schools and ask them to pay me the book. All these different things. When at the end of the day, this is a job. When I'm talking to people and I'm speaking and I'm draining myself out and everything like that, I need to be compensated. When I leave the house, I'm not leaving my son and my sons and my wife, unless I'm getting paid and I'm coming back home and say, babe, I took time away from the family, but I brought us back some bread. I can't. So now my life is different. I moved different. I didn't move like this before. Took this last year and this year. I can't leave the house unless I'm paid. That's just how I work now. I can't leave for free, because if I leave the house, I'm taking time away from my family and my wife. And again, I can't go back to her. It's like, oh, babe, I was out kicking it. No. Babe, I was out kicking and talking business, but here I put some money in the account, or I made it some money. Or I made it some money to pay for daycare. Like, that's the kind of vibe I'm on. I can't just be talking to everybody, and I know how valuable my knowledge is. So I don't waste my time just talking to everybody for real. If they not, because so many people didn't drain me out. I done been drained, bro, by everybody.
I know.
And you can probably relate. And I had to find myself, and I said, Lord, I know my worth and I know what I'm valued at. Once I start working with these millionaires and they flew me out, and I start working with these celebrities and these football players and these influencers, and I said, if they're willing to pay me for this information and they're already millionaires and got it, and I'm a little guy to them, I know I'm worth way more than what anybody can tell me. So it just gave me more confidence to stand on who I am.
Listen, that gave me that reminded me of a conversation I had with one of my coaches. Because again, they say the way to be the best coach is also to have a coach.
Yes,
so I have a business coach, and he was like, you have to understand that, or you got to tell people so they can understand it like this. I have to charge for what I'm doing so I can continue doing my passion every day.
Cool.
You know?
That's cool.
I have to charge for this because, like you're saying, this is what I love to do. I don't want to have to just go and work a job where I'm not fulfilled at. Yeah, that job is paying me and giving me money, but I'm unfulfilled. But if I'm doing my passion, like, yes, I love it, but in order for me to do it full time, I have to charge. I have to get paid for it. And I hate that people just say, oh, he's a African-American entrepreneur. Let's try to see if we can get the cheapest price, or let's not pay him. Let's get him for free and stuff like that. So I really understand where you're coming from, because I've been having that same problem before too, charging my work.
Yeah, man, there ain't nothing free. Like, I mean, I hate to say it like that, but like, you know, this information is knowledge, the time, the processing, the planning, the workshops, the talking to it. When I'm drained, when I leave, like, nah, like, you know what? I need, at least if you're going to drain me, you're going to pay me. Just like you were saying, you go to work, right? If you're going to drain me, you got to pay me. Like, at least you can't just, you know what I'm saying, show me a good time and then leave. Look, if you're going to at least pay me and drain me out, I can say at least I got paid. But I done been drained so much, and I'd be like, dang. And I go talk to my wife and my sons, and I try to spend the time, and I'll be like tired. I'm like, dang, I ain't even got nothing to speak for that. I was just talking. So I've minimized that, man. I don't really just be jumping on any calls. I'm comfortable now where my phone don't ring as much as it used to. I used to be so used to my phone just ringing and I'm picking up and pointing at people for real. And now, you know, people know if I don't answer, it's not personal. It's just I'm protecting my time. I got to, because I'm already overbooked, and I'm tired of being under delivered. So if you want to speak to me, book that consultation. You know, it is what it is. $1 a minute.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I ain't gonna crack you in the head, but it's $1 a minute to talk to me. You take it how you want, but I already know what my worth is, and you must, people, and I'm saying you, but that person must know what my worth is too if you want to talk to me about something. So it take a lot, y'all. Don't get drained out by people just trying to call you and all to pick my brain and all that. Man, nah, I don't like that. You ain't picking my brain. You could pay my brain.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So Roscoe, if someone was looking to book that consultation or they was looking to get in contact with you, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Appreciate it. Yep. So y'all can follow me at Rosco_Noe. My website is digital NFT cryptouniversity.com. Now that's something different. I'm actually working on it tonight too. Building out my own website where it's specifically for like speaking engagements and financial literacy. And I'll be having that developed. But y'all just follow me on social media. Rosco_Noe. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. And all of my links on my link tree has all my stuff. My book, my website, all the stuff you want to go. I got a link tree that has all that linked up. Just follow me on my social media and you can find my link tree and it can plug you with everything.
All right. And y'all, just to clarify with y'all too. He said he's working on it tonight, but this episode is kind of like already recorded. So this should be done by the time this episode airs, by the way. So I just want to let everybody know that.
Cool.
Because again, as a podcaster, man, you do have to knock some of these interviews out ahead of time, just in case, like, we're in the pandemic. You know, what if I do get COVID and I'm doing episodes weekly, or what if emergency happened? I still committed.
Yep.
Still committed. I told the people like, yes, we're dropping every week, and I don't want to slow anything down.
You can do
it. Yes, sir. Now to wrap this up, Roscoe, I have all of my guests leave my audience with a piece of advice that they can take and they can win from. So what piece of advice or your favorite quote, anything, something that they can take in and say, oh, Roscoe said this, or this is Roscoe quote, I'm going to run with it. Or they can say, oh, Roscoe said this, let me build up off of that and let me turn this into a win.
I always did, and I think I coined this, and I don't know if people did, but I say each one, teach one, reach one. And I say each one, teach one, reach one. Because each one of us got to teach one of us so we can reach one of us. And I know a lot of people say each year. I know a lot of people like each one, teach one, but I put my own twist with it. Each one, teach one, reach one. Because if each one of us teach one of us, that one person that you taught can reach one another person. So that's Rosco Noe for y'all. That's Professor Roscoe quote, man. Each one, teach one, reach one.
Hey, I can't close off any better than that. Y'all make sure each one of us go teach one of us so we can reach one of us. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Appreciate you, Roscoe.
Most definitely, bro. Appreciate you, boss.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? If you guys are looking for a speaker to come speak to your school, your organization, nonprofit, after-school program, look no further. Visit developwithtim.com, developwithtim.com. Fill out the speaker's intake form, and someone from the team will be in contact with you. Now, you guys, have a good day. Back to the episode.
You have a gift, all you need is a goal. Footsteps waiting to happen, all you need is a road.